FMTV.
Zimbabwe, I want to talk to you about life's traps. Maybe as a background, just to let you know that I was raised in a village and used to look after my father's sheep and goats. And as part of our entertainment, we used to go out to the bush and we used to shoot down birds using our catapults. We pretended that we were sending off intercontinental ballistic missiles to bring these birds, down in flight. We also used traps to catch small animals like hares and so on. And I learned two things about the traps, just talking about natural traps. The first was that traps are based on deceit. You cover it up so well that an animal is going down the road and it has no clue what is going to happen to it until it falls into a pit or until it's caught in a snare. So any trap in your life is going to be based, number one, on ignorance, the fact that you don't know that something is going to spring up and trap you. The second thing is that the trap has to be stronger than the prey. It is custom designed in a way where once the prey has been caught, it cannot get out. And so it is with our lives. You will discover that most of the traps that we experience in our lives are based on the fact that we're ignorant of those traps. And secondly, once we are caught in those traps, it is near impossible for us to get out. Well, let's launch into this discussion and talk about traps. I have several of these for you, and they begin with T's, so it's going to be easy for you to follow me. The first trap that I'd like to talk to you about is the trap of trauma. In life, there are things that happen very suddenly, and without you being aware of it, you're caught in something that you never anticipated you were going to be caught in. Let me tell you a story. I have a sister who is 2 years older than me. And when we were growing up, we used to fight a lot. Don't know about you, but in my family, people who come one after another, used to fight a lot. And so I used to fight a lot with my sister. Unfortunately for me, she was much taller than I was. When I was younger, I was a short little guy. And whenever we got into a fight, she would not hit me anywhere, but she'd just box me on the head. And when she boxed me on the head, my mind would just go zing, and I'd see lights, and that would be it. It would be the end of the fight. Each time that happened, I lost my cool, I lost my balance, I couldn't think straight, and she won hands down all the time. Until this one time, somebody said to me, "It's time you ended this." They said to me, "Aim carefully for her eye." And you know what? When next we fought, I let loose a left hook that, caught her in her eye, and she saw stars, and I established my manhood. And from that day on to this day, we've never fought. And so life throws things like that at you. Something happens very suddenly. It could be an accident. It could be being thrown out of your work situation. You were very comfortable in your job situation, and you find yourself losing your job, having lost your job. It could be a death in the family, a tragedy. Something happens, life before this is tranquil and everything is okay, and all of a sudden there's an accident and a loved one goes. Life changes from there on. And you don't actually realize that you're caught in a trap. A sudden event that changes your life. Have you gone through an experience like that, where something traumatic has happened to you and you find yourself unable to get your bearings? There are people right now who are listening to me who are struggling with this. You cannot come to terms with the change that has occurred in your life. You cannot accept the reality that you find yourself in. You cannot accept the transition that you're going through. You're caught in the trap of trauma, and something needs to happen to break that trap And so I want you to stay with me to the end so that you can find out how you can escape the trap of trauma.
FMTV.